comes bus number 3. Now I suspect it to be quite a busy day, simply because all the security outside the Salvation Army. So here they go, running. Hello, geese. So here they are. Another lot. This one's getting a little bit aggressive. Look at him spitting. God, look at that look. Look at that look. What a disgusting.
Hey mate, I swear to God, that whole bus is full of Somalians. Look at them.
Hey mate, what do you reckon? Why are you doing that for? You come off a bus and spit on the floor where we're standing. You're an absolute scumbag. Do you know what? Disgusting creature, like. Yeah? It's unbelievable. Go on. Ungrateful bastard.
Jeremy Corbyn tried to defend the amount of immigrants that are coming into Great Britain, and not just defend them, but also basically say how they're vulnerable and they need the help of the Great British people. Now, he literally got exposed with a clip straight after this when these migrants were getting a tour around the town and a guy recorded this little minibus, and watch what they did, watch what happened, and take a look at these migrants. Can you see a lady, B, an old lady, any children, or do you see men around the same age range?
Those illegal immigrants, and they are illegal immigrants, are leaving a safe country, France. They're not fleeing danger, they're in France already. So I do agree, it creates a massive pull factor, yes.
Thank the Shadow Minister for giving way. Has he considered for a moment why there are so many refugees globally? Why there are 70 million people without a home to call their own? What the effects of wars, environmental disaster and human rights abuse has on populations around the world? Shouldn't there be an international effort to try to help those people as well as dealing with the problems at home? Will putting up barbed wire all around the world solve the problem or create an even worse situation globally?
What I don't think will solve the problem is transferring potentially tens of millions of people. He gave the number just then, it was 60 or 70 million. Transferring tens of millions of people into the West, I don't think is the right solution to this problem. Those people who are displaced are probably better helped close to their country of origin. But transporting people en masse into this country, I don't think is the solution to that. And by the way, the people who are crossing by small boat are not the most vulnerable. They're not typically women and children. They're not people who are sick and vulnerable. They are mostly young men who are paying people smugglers. And if we were going to choose who to help, it wouldn't be mainly young men who are paying people smugglers.
So within 1 minute, Jeremy Corbyn literally got exposed. This guy was literally just recording around the town, seen this minibus and seen migrants basically taking a trip round. The one guy who literally came out, made a nice little entrance for himself and spat on the floor whilst this guy was recording him, and didn't seem like he liked the camera being in his face whatsoever. But the problem in Parliament is we've got these people, Jeremy Corbyn, basically trying to paint out that these people are vulnerable. And I'm sure if they were vulnerable, if they are, young, old women that need help, children that need help, fair enough, right? But it seems to be the same people being recorded. This minibus full. And as I said, was there any elderly in there? Of course there wasn't, no. Ben Leo, I believe this guy from GB News, says jumping out a taxpayer-funded minibus for their daily trip to roam around town in packs, spitting on the ground upon arrival before swaggering off in ungrateful arrogance. A national betrayal summoned up in just a few seconds of video. Moving on from this, Poland, right? Poland used to have a terrible border crisis. Well, guess what? There is a video showing what Poland was like before and what Poland is like now. Poland used to have a border crisis. 1, they put up a massive fence. 2, they changed the law so they could shoot at immigrants. Now they don't have a border crisis. Here is the video before and after. these immigrants would be camping out, they'd be right next to the borders, and whilst police officers were basically there watching them, standing by, basically letting it happen and hoping, trying not to let these immigrants actually cross the fence, but when they did do so, they couldn't do anything about it. Now, everything has changed. As you can see, the after, it is quite green. It's all you can see is greenery, all you can see is paths that are open without any migrants, without anyone whatsoever standing by, sitting by, and you wonder why. Poland's laws have changed. Poland's higher-ups have seen the problem and now they are living like an amazing country. You see the Polish people who are well happy, roaming the streets. They are so happy with the job that the government has done, and using their tax that they have paid, the taxpayers' money, look at what they've done and look at the difference in these two videos.
I think, again, what we've seen from Reform today is more dog whistle nonsense that is not actually focused on anything like
Why is it dog
reality.
whistle? Why is it dog whistle to say foreigners should not be given benefits?
It does not acknowledge the incredible role that people from other parts of the world play in our economy, that work very well here, that contribute an incredible amount to our economy, to our public services.
But Mr. Downey, some could argue that your party doesn't recognise the incredible role played by people who work in this country, because increasingly your party is becoming the party of welfare. Well, just look at, for example, the fact how easy it is now to claim that you've got ADHD, for example, and then receive quite significant payments each and every month, contributing, no doubt, to the rise in NEETs. What about all the people who pay into the system and choose to turn up at work every day who don't claim those benefits? They are not benefiting currently under the system.
Anyone, and we have supported a range of constituents through processes to make sure they're getting the right support they need. Anyone who's been through the social security system will tell you nothing is easy at all. It is a system that requires.
How do you explain the rise of the picfluencers on TikTok?
Excuse me, can I actually try and finish? You have allowed to interrupt me several times. Can I actually try and finish a point, please, this time? So the welfare system is something I do want to see reform. We've seen great work by Pat McFadden working with Alan Milburn on how we reduce needs, how we get young people into work. I want to see much more of that. I want to see a focus on technical education, in particular these tools and trade skills that we absolutely need in the future, like welding, for jobs in industries like energy and defence. That is what we need to be focused on, is getting people into work, and not some of the absolute nonsense we hear from Reform again this morning.
Well, you mentioned Pat McFadden. He is, of course, the welfare secretary, Mr. Downey. He did say, because it came out in that leak, that he spends most of his times at meetings with other ministers arguing about who we can tax more to pay benefits to others.
This was a Labour MP, actually. Graham Drowney it was, basically saying it's more of a dog whistle, it's nonsense. And then he got confronted on the matter and asked, well, why is it actually? Why is it a dog whistle? Blah, blah, blah. And you still have these people who genuinely believe that these immigrants deserve and they need these benefits, right? They need them. You see what Poland's done. You see how the people in Poland are living. And look at Great Britain now. Look at these people coming off these minibuses, literally spitting on the ground after being recorded.
A tacit admission that too much money is going to benefits.
I think the welfare bill and the DWP budget is something we need to look at absolutely in the round. I don't think there's any disagreement on that we need to look at how we're working welfare. We need to make sure that spending is getting to the right people, the people who need it most. I want to see that used to get people into work contributing. I think most people do want to work. They want to contribute, particularly younger people, I think, who've had so many opportunities taken away from them that previous generations had. I would like to see more funding into them to support them into work, support them once they're in work so that they're contributing to the economy in the way that they want to. So they're driving forward the kind of contribution, innovation, creativity and development that they want to contribute to their local communities. Young people are a massively untapped resource that we dismiss, frankly, at our peril. That is the future of this country.
Guys, what do you think about this? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.